My name is Bright Thorn and I'm 28 years old. I want to share this experience that changed my life to everyone. I died and I was shown what is coming. Today I'm here to share this experience to everyone who will listen. I want to share this because I think I need to. I want to encourage anyone who will listen to this message. Please listen to the end so that you will hear all I was told. Don't watch halfway, because that way you won't understand my experience. Before we continue, please let me know where you're listening from. It would be nice to be closer with you, even if we're physically apart. Also, don't forget to like. It will help this video to reach so many people who need to listen to this testimony, and leave a comment. Share your thoughts about this near-death experience testimony. Let's have a fair and open discussion so we can learn from each other here on this channel, and don't forget to subscribe for more of this content coming your way. Enjoy listening. I was a sergeant in the Army. Did 2 tours overseas in places where the sand gets in everything and the heat feels like it wants to kill you. I wasn't what you'd call a religious man back then. Sure, I believed in God somewhere in the back of my mind, but faith was something for chaplains and old ladies in church. My faith was in my rifle, my training, and keeping my squad alive. That was my religion. We were on a routine patrol that Tuesday morning. Nothing special about it. Just another day of checking roads and looking out for trouble. The sun was already beating down hard, even though it wasn't even 9 o'clock yet. I remember thinking about the letter I got from my sister the day before. She was worried about me, kept asking when I was coming home. I was planning to write her back that evening. Then the world exploded. The IED hit our vehicle like the fist of God himself. 1 second I was talking to Martinez about his kid's birthday party. The next second there was this incredible flash of light and heat and noise that seemed to come from everywhere at once. It was like being inside the sun when it decided to scream. Then everything went quiet. Not just quiet, silent in a way that was almost scary. The pain in my legs and chest just stopped. I felt myself floating up and away from my body, like I was a balloon someone let go of. I could see myself down there in the wreckage, blood on my uniform, not moving. But I didn't feel scared or sad about it. I felt peaceful in a way I'd never felt before. That's when I saw the light. It wasn't the kind of bright light that hurts your eyes. This was warm and gentle, but also incredibly powerful. Like looking at the sun through water or something. And from inside that light, a figure walked toward me. I knew right away this wasn't any ordinary person. He had authority that made me feel like a little kid, even though I was a decorated sergeant who'd been through hell and back. His eyes were the most intense thing about him. They had love in them, but also judgment. Like a father who loves you completely but also sees every mistake you've ever made. When he spoke, I didn't hear it with my ears. The words just appeared in my mind, clear as anything. "Bright," he said, and somehow I knew he'd always known my name. "You have known the battles of men. Now you must see the battle that comes before the end." The peaceful light around us started to fade, and suddenly I was floating high above the earth. I could see everything spread out below me like I was looking down from space. But what I saw wasn't beautiful. It was the most terrifying thing I'd ever witnessed. The whole world was at war. Not the kind of war with clear sides and uniforms and rules. This was chaos. Pure, desperate chaos. I watched cities I recognized get wiped out in flashes of nuclear fire. The sky was black with smoke and filled with aircraft I'd never seen before, like metal insects swarming everywhere. The oceans were full of warships firing at each other, turning the water red. But the worst part wasn't the explosions or the destruction. It was seeing the people. Families running through streets with nowhere to go. Children crying for parents who weren't coming back. People fighting each other over scraps of food while everything around them burned. The fear was so thick I could almost taste it. I saw world leaders hiding in underground bunkers, completely powerless to stop what they'd started. I watched as entire countries just collapsed. Not from enemy armies, but from starvation and disease and people turning on their own neighbors. It was World War III, but it wasn't like any war from the history books. This was the end of everything. The violence was personal and brutal in ways that made my combat experience look like a playground fight. I'd seen war up close, but this was different. This was humanity tearing itself apart from the inside out. There was no honor in it, no purpose except destruction. "Why are you showing me this?" I asked the figure beside me. I couldn't look at the destruction anymore. "How do we stop it?" His face was sad but determined. This is what happens when humanity completely turns away from God. The countdown has already started. But this is not the end of the story. As he spoke, the scene below us changed. Just when it looked like there was no hope left, when the world had reached the absolute bottom of despair, something incredible happened. The sky itself started to split open like someone was tearing a curtain. All the fighting stopped. Every weapon went silent. Every eye looked up. Jesus Christ came down from heaven, but not the gentle Jesus from Sunday school pictures. This was Jesus the King, the warrior, the judge. His eyes burned like fire, and when he spoke, his voice sounded like a waterfall roaring through a canyon. Behind him came an army of angels that made every military force on earth look like toy soldiers. With just a word, just one word, he began to end the war and establish his kingdom. The fear that had covered the world like a blanket started to lift. Hope began to return to faces that had forgotten what hope looked like. "This," the figure said to me, "is the only way the war really ends. This is the return that people have been warned about for centuries. The war you saw is like birth pains, terrible but necessary before something new can be born." I felt overwhelmed, but not with fear, with urgency, like someone had just told me the building was on fire and I needed to get everyone out. "Your time in your body isn't finished yet," the voice said, and I felt a pulling sensation, like being grabbed by an invisible rope. "You have to go back. You have to tell them what you've seen. Warn them. The physical war is coming, yes, but that's just a symptom of something deeper. Tell them to prepare their hearts. Tell them to find refuge not in bunkers or governments, but in me. My return is both their warning and their only hope." The pulling got stronger and stronger until I felt like I was being yanked backwards at the speed of light. Then I woke up. The first thing I smelled was antiseptic and blood. I was on a stretcher in a medical helicopter, and there were medics working on me, talking fast and checking monitors. When I tried to sit up, they pushed me back down, but gently. "Sergeant Thorne, you need to stay calm," one of them said. She was young, maybe 22, with kind eyes behind her glasses. "You're going to be okay. You've been unconscious for 3 days." I tried to speak, but my throat felt like sandpaper. When I finally got words out, they came in a rush. "I have to tell everyone," I whispered. "The war is coming. He's coming back. We have to get ready." The medic looked concerned and felt my forehead. "You might have a concussion, Sergeant. Try not to talk right now." But I couldn't stop talking. Even though my voice was barely a whisper, I had to tell someone. Anyone. "You don't understand. I saw it. I saw the end. But I also saw hope. Jesus is coming back, and we have to warn people." That was 3 years ago. I'm out of the army now, medically discharged because of my injuries. My legs still don't work right and I walk with a cane. But that's not the battle I'm fighting anymore. Every day I tell people what I saw. I stand on street corners sometimes, talking to anyone who'll listen. I go to churches and share my story. I visit schools and community centers. Some people think I'm just talking what I don't know, while some think I made it all up. But some listen. Some believe. I don't talk about politics or survival tactics or which country is going to attack which. That's not the point. The point is that the war I saw is coming because humanity has turned away from God. The violence and chaos are just symptoms of a spiritual sickness that's been growing for a long time. But I also tell them about the hope I saw, about the king who's coming to set things right, about how the story doesn't end with destruction, but with redemption, about how they can be ready not by building bunkers or stocking weapons, but by opening their hearts to the one who created them. My sister still worries about me. She thinks I've lost my mind. Maybe I have, in a way. But I've also found something I never had before. A mission that matters more than anything else I've ever done. The clock is ticking. I don't know how much time we have, but I know it's not forever. The war is coming, but so is the king. The question isn't whether these things will happen. I've seen them, and they will. The question is whether we'll be ready. I used to think my job was to protect my squad from enemy bullets. Now I know my real job is to help protect people's souls from something much worse than any earthly enemy. And unlike those desert patrols where I never knew if we'd make it home, this time I know how the story ends. We win. The king wins. Love wins. But only for those who choose to be on the right side before the battle begins. You might think my story sounds all made, but that's okay. I used to think people who talked about visions and divine encounters were a little off too. But I'm telling you what I experienced as clearly and honestly as I can. The world feels darker every day, doesn't it? The news is full of violence and hatred and fear. People seem angrier, more desperate, more willing to hurt each other. You can feel something building, like the air before a terrible storm. But here's what I want you to remember. You're not powerless. You don't have to be afraid of what's coming. There's someone who loves you more than you can imagine, who's been waiting for you to turn to him. The same king I saw returning in glory is the same Jesus who died on a cross because he couldn't bear to lose you. The war is coming, but so is redemption. Chaos is coming, but so is peace. Judgment is coming, but so is mercy for those who want it. You have a choice to make. We all do. The clock is ticking, but it's not too late. It's never too late until it's too late. Choose hope. Choose Jesus today. Because when that sky splits open and every eye sees him coming, you want to be one of the people who's been waiting for him, not one of the people who's been running from him. If you have accepted Jesus and you are sure that when he returns you will go home with him, then I want you to do one thing for me. Say a short prayer for those who have not yet accepted Jesus. Say a short prayer for them in the comments section. You might not know who your prayer may save today. As you pray for them, may God bless you. Amen. Thank you for listening. If you have been blessed, please like this video. It will help YouTube to show it to more audience who need to hear about these testimonies today. Also share this video to your loved ones. It will be a great way to communicate Christ to others, and that will be the greatest gift you can give to those that you love. If you are yet to subscribe to our channel, please do so. It's free and it's a way of joining this great community of believers. Join us today and your life will not remain the same. Until next time, remain blessed.